Constants are fixed values in your code. They can be any basic data type, but as the name suggests, their value remains constant throughout the entire code. There are two separate ways to define a constant in C++. They define preprocessor and const. The preprocessors are instructions to the compiler to preprocess the information before it goes ahead and compiles the code. Include is a preprocessor as is define. You can use the define preprocessor to define any constants you want in our code. Start by creating a new C++ file complete with the usual headers. Now, let's assume your code has three different constants: length, width, and height. You can define them with. Note the capitals for defined constants. It's considered good programming practice to define all constants in capitals. Here the assigned values are 50, 40, and 60. So let's call them up. Now build and run the code. Just as expected, it displays the values for each of the constants created. It's worth noting that you don't need a semicolon when you are defining a constant with the define keyword. In other elements as a constant. For example, instead of using \n for a new line in the cout statement, you can define it at the start of the code. When built and executed, does exactly the same as before, using the new constant new line to insert a new line in the cout statement. Incidentally, creating a new line constant is not a good idea unless you are making it smaller than \n or even the end L command. Defining a constant is a good way of initializing your base values at the start of your code. You can define that your game has 3 lives or even the value of pi without having to call up the C++ math library. Defining a constant is with the const keyword. Use const together with the data type, variable, and value. Because you are using const within the main block of code, you need to finish the line with the semicolon. You can use either as long as the names and values don't clash. But it's worth mentioning that define requires no memory. So if you are coding to a set amount of memory, define is your best bet. Const works in much the same way as define. You can create static integers and even new lines.